Good afternoon, everybody. It is Saturday afternoon, and we got a little bit of weather coming in. I've had some iPhone issues the last 2 days. I believe I've got them fixed. Let's find out. So what we're going to do is we're going to do Fridays. We're going to do January 17th. It is Saturday the 18th. But let's do the first reading for Daily Reflections for Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. And for January 17th, he wrote a pretty short one, and what he wrote is, our character basically is a composite of our habits. Because they are consistent, often unconscious patterns, they constantly, daily express our character and produce our effectiveness or ineffectiveness. So I don't know if you see our companion Chance has decided to join us, and you can see how much interest he has in self-improvement. But anyway, so what does this entry mean for me? And to me, it really taught me that our character is expressed in our habits. It's not what we say. It's not what we want it to be. It's what we do. And so it's how do we act, right? That's how do I act? How do I show myself to you and to others in all situations, whether compressed under stress or having a bad day or having a bad situation. Yeah, Wayne Dyer used to say when you squeeze an orange, you get orange juice. You know why? Because that's what's inside an orange. And when life squeezes us, what comes out? Is it anger? Is it frustration? Is it joy? Is it happiness? And for me, it was always frustration and potentially anger. I masked a lot of anxiety and self-incrimination by showing you frustration and anger. The best offense or the best defense is a good offense, sort of thing. And so over the last 5-6 years, I've really tried to change how I react to things and make sure that at least calm and sympathy comes out. Calm and empathy, the ability to listen, the ability to be a little bit careful about how what words do I say, what emotions do I convey, both body language, face language, eye language, face language, tone of voice. So that's what this means to me. Is you're creating your own effectiveness or your own ineffectiveness by your actions and your habits. That's it. All right, so we'll go on with our number 2. Our second reading for the day, as always, is Napoleon Hill's Positive Action Plan. Today we'll read the 17th, and the entry for the 17th is, falsehood does evermore have a way of publishing itself. It is virtually impossible to conceal the truth forever. It is the natural order of things that the truth will eventually come out. This single fact is the foundation of our judicial system and the basis on which all human relationships are formed. A business, professional, or personal relationship built upon a lie cannot long endure. But one that is founded on truth and equality of benefit for the participants is unlimited. Make it a practice to tell the truth in all that you do, even when it doesn't matter. And you will form a habit of truthfulness. You will know instinctively that it is better to tell the truth and face the consequences than to launch a falsehood that will eventually make itself known to the world. This is a tough one because I think everyone likes the little lies. Did you work out today? Yeah, a little bit. Not really. Did you eat right today? Did you drink too much yesterday? Did you do the things you promised that you would do? Did you say what you mean and then do what you said? And consistently. And I think lots of times the answer ends up being no. And I think the more honest we are about that, the more we can finally get on and either stop making false impressions or stop making false statements or really think about the commitments we make before we get into it. So just like Stephen Covey's entries was about our characters, our habits, this one again dovetails pretty close. A habit of telling the truth no matter what. Even if it's embarrassing or hurts you a little bit, and even if it's embarrassing or hurts the other individual a little bit, I think it's important to be truthful. We can deliver almost any message to any human being, and we can do it with compassion and kindness. It doesn't have to be polished or well received. It can hurt a little bit at times. I just think it's how we deliver those messages But I think being truthful and making sure people know you to be truthful in all instances, under all conditions. You can be kind and truthful. You can be compassionate and truthful, but you can't be untruthful and truthful. You can't polish it up a little bit. You can't make it slightly better than it really is, because people eventually figure out that you're bluffering a little bit, right? They'll figure that out. I've been guilty of that. I've done it a bunch of times. I think the key is, do you do it anymore? Now you've been told. Now you know. You've read this. We've talked about it. You continue to do it this afternoon. You continue to do it tonight. Will you do it tomorrow? If you do, there's a character flaw in there, and it's something that should be worked on. Or is there a commitment to really be honest and truthful and caring and compassionate all at the same time in every instance of your life? That's kind of how I took it. I hope that helps. Long-term versus short-term is such a topic that doesn't get covered anymore in today's world. Everything's short-term, done today, done by the weekend, done by next week, or done by this quarter, or done by the end of the year. And I just think one thing that I've always tried to do, and I mean for a long time now, is taking the longer view. And I think trying to do short-term games can get you thrown off track, and you can lose momentum from month to month or year to year. It almost can be a start over. So if we're trying to rush things through, do what we see on TV or social media or Hollywood or whatever you look at as a possible guideline, lots of times it's now. It's a 30-minute television movie. It's a hour-long television show. It's a 2-hour movie. And we show things getting done overnight, and it really it doesn't work that way in real life. And so whenever presented with short-term decision that would harm the long-term results, I would advise to take the longer term, and just things. I've really tried to do that. So I'll give you some examples. My company, DHA, we took 25 years to develop, and I took 8 years to prepare to even start it. It was a 33-year process that got me from my college graduation to last January when we sold the company. Our horse farm, Summerfield Farm, we bought the property in 2012, and if you go out there today, almost 8 years later, you think, wow, this is an amazing farm. Because it is, to be honest. Anne-Marie does a great job running it. But it took us 8 years to get it to where you see it today. It really wasn't. It took us a year just to get permits, and another year and a half to construct it. And then we've been learning operationally for, almost 6 years now. And so, we just try to take a longer term view when we make decisions about the farm or about the company. So sometimes that means spending less now so you can do something more in the future. That means taking less out of your company now so you can put money and grow the company organically. Doing things on the farm that take a year to come to fruition. Just stuff like that. I don't know what the examples are in your life. Physical exercise is a big one. Controlling your spending is a big one. And not wasting time doing something that's fun this evening but really doesn't do much for next year. And I think most of us are guilty of that. We don't work out, we spend unwisely, and we waste our time. So that's just an example. I hope this stuff helps. I try to get this up here, so have a great Saturday evening, and we'll turn right around and do one for today's as well. So, because I owe you one for the 17th and the 18th days. That's it. Have a great evening, everybody. Bye.